Guy who's made a huge TikTok account now, and he walks around saying, have you heard of Andrew Tate? On college campuses in America. They don't even know why they dislike me. And what's scary about that is if the media machine and the matrix can instill strong emotional responses in somebody and they don't even know why.
All right, in this video, we're going to be looking at those videos and interviews that he's talking about where people are being asked, okay, so why don't you like him? Why don't you like Tate? And they don't have an answer. They don't really have a reason, but we're going to be explaining the psychological and spiritual explanations or reasons why that is the case. But let's finish hearing what he's saying.
Scary. That's when you know you're a slave. Yeah. That's how you end up with gas chambers. Yeah. That's where true tyranny and bad things happen. When you have large proportions of the population which believe in true hatred and have strong emotional feelings and they don't even know why. Those are the most dangerous people on the planet. They are completely empty-brained slave minds. They try and challenge everything. You're not allowed to look at somebody and say if they're a man or a woman anymore. You must ignore your own eyes, because if they can get you to the point where you ignore your own eyes, you'll accept anything they tell you.
This is facts. What's happening, right, as he's about to say, is that people are capable of intelligence, but the smartest people we have on the planet who are capable of intelligence are using it to promote and defend stupidity because they lack one of the most important mental skills, which is critical thinking. And there's still this need in humans to want to follow and be sheep, you know. It is the base nature of any social pack animal to have that thing in them where they just go along. And we have this thing called the mind, which is up for programming by the social programmers of this generation, or any generation, which is the media, government, the system in general. But let's finish this.
They're trying to get rid of anything inside of your brain that you're born with that stops the absolute degeneracy. They're trying to empty your mind. So when I see these people, these smart people with degrees in university, sitting there screaming hate at me, and they don't even know why.
Scary.
It's scary, because these are the people who are going to get a job and be in charge with their degree. And I'm sitting there going, wow, you have your most educated people, the people who are most successful in terms of the matrix and the way it deems success, completely empty-minded and ready for absolute programming on any issue.
This is what I'm saying, right? You could have someone who is saying the wrong thing. This happens a lot. I always see people who are able to articulate beautifully, put together structured arguments. You can tell that they're very smart, but they're speaking about something which is inherently flawed or illogical. Because they lack this ability I'm talking about of critical thinking, they're able to make stupid stuff sound smart.
Do you think society's gonna get better or worse in that scenario?
Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
He says like he only dates young girls and he's what, like 30 something. Why would you go so young?
Do you like older men?
I don't like younger men.
You know, this is a beautiful example of how women speak and how the feminine can be naturally manipulative, because the feminine energy is flow. And that is an example of the flow coming through verbally. So the translation of what she just said was this: I like older men. But in order to not lose her place or footing in the argument, right, or the debate that's happening, she said, I don't like younger men. But she really just said, I like older men. So the translation of it is different, but on the face of it, this is what I'm saying. When you're able to make something, you're able to use your intelligence, but you use it for a lack of logic, a lack of logical structure.
I'm 24 and I've dated like 21-year-olds and it's not for me.
Why don't you like younger men?
They're just less mature.
What if I said that's sexist, that you don't like younger men?
I wouldn't say so.
Got him!
I think he's the worst example for boys like our generation.
So I would have a question for this girl. What other examples of masculinity is there that is like on that level, hugely popular, hugely famous? What examples does she have of good examples for young boys? And just from the way you look at her, you can tell, I'm guessing, but I think this is a valid guess, that she's probably a feminist. What could she say is out there for men to follow or for young boys and young guys to look up to and follow? What else is out there? What else is promoting masculinity? Because we look around, we see toxic, toxic, toxic. And then you have a guy saying, be confident, be strong, and be proud.
What don't you like about him? Why would it be bad for boys to be like Andrew Tate?
Just like how he views women.
How does he use women?
She has no idea. She doesn't know why. We're going to get into that, but she's not operating on logical structure. And this is someone, I'm telling you, in another context, in school or whatever, I wouldn't even be surprised if she's able to articulate herself beautifully and get high test scores and seem intelligent or have a lot of information, but they lack the ability to use this thing called the mind and use it properly.
Oh my God, I really don't know. I don't know what to say.
Can you give me any example of something that he's done which is bad to women?
No, nothing comes to my head actually. I'm telling you, I don't know what to say.
So maybe he's not that bad?
Y'all know Andrew Tate?
Yes.
Yeah. He's standing right in front of you.
Oh, you're Andrew Tate?
Yeah. Do you hate me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're misogynistic.
Why?
Yeah, explain.
What does misogyny mean?
It means you're hateful towards women. You make hateful statements towards women.
Why do you say that?
Yeah.
Hateful towards women.
Exactly.
I've seen you on TikTok. You be saying stuff like...
This is where the manipulation begins. And by the way, when I say this, this is not an attack on girls and any of that stuff, but it is to understand the toxic side of the feminine when it is out of balance, when it is not aligned properly with the masculine. And that could be in the internal side of her. It doesn't even have to be the masculine outside with other men, but the masculine within her is supposed to structure that chaotic feminine energy that is flow and can just think whatever it thinks and come up with imaginations and is manipulated by its own emotions.
How women are ugly, like, I don't know.
I never called a woman ugly. Exactly.
Stop lying. I don't know how to explain. I didn't see someone say talking. It doesn't really generate good buzz.
Facts. She's right about this. This is the point of this video actually, and this is the reason why they don't actually know why they dislike him. They have no answer, but what they don't remember any words because there isn't a word that he said. But his presentation of the information, which isn't wrong, is not what is what they're remembering. They're remembering how he says it, how he made them feel as he said it. They're registering the emotional value which came from whatever he was saying. They don't care about what he's saying. This is the thing about the feminine. You can say something, right, in two different ways, but you can say the same thing. You can present it in a way where it's distasteful, but you can say the exact same thing in a different way, and they will absolutely love it. You can say it in one way, it will be misogynistic, and you can say it in another way, it will be supportive and empowering women, even though it's the exact same thing. And that's why your girl in arguments will say, it's not what you said, it's how you say it, because they're just registering how they feel, and they're going off what their emotions are telling them. So she is right when she says this.
Maybe for you. You ever thought about that?
You're a man. You're a man, so you can't have an opinion.
So it's not for you.
Whoa. Whoa. You heard that? Bro, is that your girl?
No.
It's your friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta drop her immediately. She just said men don't have opinions, bro.
You don't have an opinion. You don't have an opinion.
Why don't I have an opinion?
Because you're entertained.
What does that have to do with it? Don't you think every human being should have their own opinion? Isn't it called freedom of speech?
What she just did is beautiful. Most people wouldn't have noticed it, especially if even you watching this, I bet you didn't notice. Now we're on a different topic. And that is what the feminine does. It's flow. So the original question was, why do you dislike him? Give us logic to it. And all of a sudden, we're in a different path. We're on another topic. We didn't actually address the fact, okay, so you actually have nothing to say. This happens in your relationships. You let your girl do this. You bring up something or she brings up something, you address it with logic, you return it, expecting logic back. Let's say she says, I don't like, you let her know, I don't like that. But she's emotionally affected by that. And then all of a sudden she's saying, well, what about this or what about that? And she's tuned up the emotional content of the conversation. And all of a sudden you're speaking about something else. and you just allowed her to deflect, and that's what she just did now. She increased the emotional temperament of the conversation, and now we speak about something else without acknowledging, hey, you didn't actually say it. You don't have anything logical to back up why you feel that way.
Huh?
Your opinions aren't valid.
Aren't valid? So you don't think men should protect and provide for women?
They should, yeah.
All right, so you just saw that last bit where she was basically in agreement with one thing that he said, right? But notice it's because she's registering, again, some value that she's getting, and that's why she agrees with him. But that's going to lead us into the next video.
Men should be provided for.
You agree?
Yes.
Who do you picture saying that type of stuff?
A bad bitch saying that because she wants someone else to pay for all her stuff.
Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
I do.
Do you like him?
No.
I thought so, but he said that.
Really?
Yeah. So you agree with him?
No.
So before, she disagreed with the statement, but now she doesn't agree with it. So you see how the feminine is manipulated by their own emotions? And this doesn't mean every woman. And if you're a woman who is, you must look at yourself and say, hey, am I like this? Do I do that sometimes? You don't want to do this. This is immature. But it should be that logic is what structures and directs your emotions. But in the case of the feminine, it's the opposite.
You don't agree anymore?
No.
So you agreed at first, and when you heard his name, you don't agree anymore?
Yeah.
That right there is why you cannot argue with a woman. There's a saying, a woman is always right. Not because she is always right, but because she will do that. She will literally change her perspective and change where she's coming from in order to always remain right, or to have the context of the conversation always in her favor. And again, it's not to attack, but it's to enlighten both men and women, because you don't want to operate like this as women. This is, as I said, it's immature.
You like my shirt? Top G, no brokies. Do you like it?
Top G?
Yeah.
Are you trying to be a top G?
No, I am a top G.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I know some real top Gs.
Like him?
My guy just caught a stray for no reason. He caught a stray bullet for no reason, collateral damage. But anyway, I want to know what you think of the video and what you think of that perspective, or the fact that, you know, you could hate someone but not even know why, because your mind can be manipulated by your emotions. So comment down below, let Reemus know. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.